Hi, and welcome to my channel where I make dishes inspired by some of my favorite video game characters. Today's dish is inspired by Maelle from Clairobscur Expedition 33, and we are making apple cider pear Mille-Feuille. I knew I had to make a French dessert for Maelle since she talks about the bakery Boulangerie in Lumiere. I also think of how Maelle requested apple juice when all of the adults around her were sipping wine, and I get so pumped up whenever Maelle yells, "Parry it!" as I all of a sudden get so focused for the oncoming attack. To top it all off, there's a delicious French dessert named a Mille-Feuille, which sounds somewhat close to Maelle's name. We'll start out by making our apple cider pastry cream. Whisk egg yolks and cornstarch in a large heat-proof bowl with a fork until thick and combined. Then heat a medium saucepan on medium heat and add in milk and granulated sugar, whisking until the sugar dissolves. As the milk simmers, slowly pour it into the eggs while whisking constantly. Strain the mix through a sieve and back into your saucepan and heat on medium heat again while whisking constantly. We'll heat until the mix becomes thick and bubbly and becomes a pudding-like consistency. We can then add in butter, apple cider, cinnamon, and clove, then let it cool at room temperature for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we'll transfer to a bowl and cover with plastic wrap, making sure that the plastic wrap makes direct contact with the cream to avoid a skin forming. Place the bowl into the fridge to chill for at least 3 hours. About 2 hours later, start macerating your fruit by tossing sliced apples, pears, granulated sugar, light brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and lemon juice into a large plastic bag. Toss everything until well coated. We'll then preheat our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and line a baking sheet with parchment paper. Place some puff pastry onto this baking sheet, cover with another sheet of parchment paper, and top with a baking sheet filled with baking beans. Blind bake the pastry in the oven for 20 minutes with the weighted sheet on top before removing the sheet and baking 7 to 9 more minutes until golden brown before allowing to cool. Finish your pastry cream by beating heavy cream until soft peaks form, then adding in your pastry cream and continuing to beat until combined and smooth. Once the pastry is cooled, trim around the edges and then cut out your pastry shapes. Scoop your pastry cream into a piping bag and pipe dollops onto your bottom 2 pastry shapes and adorn with your macerated slices of apples and pears. Stack the shapes on top of each other with the bare pastry on top, and decorate the top of your Mille-Feuille to your liking with your fruit and any other toppings of choice. Then enjoy. The full recipe can be found below. Feel free to like if you want a bite, follow for more geeky treats, and comment what foods Maelle reminds you of. Thanks for following along.